one match back, one win. That's the way you want to sort of tournament. But through the semi-finals of Mid-Ulster Cup on penalty shoot, Rathfriland, a tough night, but a positive end.
It was, yeah. I didn't even know we were in the semi-final. I honestly didn't know what round it was because everything's been so hectic over the past few days. Look, we just looked at it as a game that we could try and instill a wee bit of confidence into the players, get a win or whatever. And I said to them before, even the penalty shootout, when we pulled them in at the end, I was proud of them because I thought they did really well tonight. Conceding a goal so late, it could have been demoralising considering the run that we've been on. You know what? That's easy to feel sorry for yourselves, but they didn't. As a group, they thought they were excellent up until probably about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock last night. We only had 2 subs. So we had to pull in a couple of lads from the 20s, and young Adam Dorrance come in there tonight. Done really well. Worked the socks off. Stopped a lot of play. Their decent side is a difficult place to come to. They did really well against Ballymena last week. Ballymena we beat them in penalties, so we knew it was going to be difficult. But I thought as a group we were excellent, and that's the thing that pleased me most. This group has been questioned. And I thought, tonight the answer that, well, look, it's a start. There's a long way to go. We know that. We're not getting carried away, but they're a good bunch of lads. I knew that, and that was one of the reasons that I came in, because I knew they were a group that we could work with and try and make them better. And yeah, it's a nice start for us.
You touched on it there. Probably maybe the last 10-15 minutes of the 90. Obviously, Rathfriland were pushing and got their goal, but extra time seemed to be a lot more controlled from us, and obviously weren't able to get the goal but took it to penalty. Seemed to be a lot more in control of the game in the extra time. Yeah,
that was the message, because although we had opportunities to hit them in the counter, we were trying to counter with 2 against 5, and 3 against 5 at times, and it wasn't on. It doesn't need to go forward all the times. And I thought, say to the lads, look, just stop and control. And they did. In fairness, you could see even in that period of time where we controlled it, and then it's just a matter of being patient with the ball and finding an opening rather than trying gung-ho. So yeah, there was loads of positive to take into. Yes, there's loads of coaching to be done in terms of how I want them to play, but I thought tonight there was plenty of positives that we can hopefully take into the weekend.
You touched on obviously having so many injuries and players unavailable for one reason or another, and you touched on Adam Dorrance coming in there, another maybe not so young lad coming back in there, and Darren King and wearing the captain's armband. How big a boost was that? You could see how the fans reacted, but how big a boost was he on the pitch in terms of sort of organising and just sort of the players trusting him on at centre back?
Look, Engine's a gem of a lad. He's been brilliant for me to come in, and I knew straight away. I spoke to him last night and said, look, can you do me a favour and come in, because I'd been speaking to him about coming back in. He obviously has other commitments, but he came in there and I thought he was excellent. For a lad of his age that hadn't played in a while, come in super, and to have him in the change rooms and that is a massive bonus for us. And I have to mention Stephen Ball, who had been the captain, and to be honest, the reason that I didn't that I gave it to Engine, because I thought it was just weighing on Stephen's shoulders, just because he's a terrific footballer, great footballer, and I thought he just needed to go and enjoy his football without having to worry about being the captain.
In terms of, obviously, this is the first opportunity you've had to see the players in action when you're in charge of them. Yes, it's a work in progress, but have you seen enough tonight that you can take into what's a hugely important championship match against Institute on Saturday?
Yeah, loads of positives. And look, we know it's going to be difficult against Institute. They're a tough side, they're a good football side. I know Kevin Deary well. He left them well set up. But we have to start taking the positives. The first thing I said when I came in was just to try and lift the mood and get a bit of positivity going, and tonight will go a long way to that. Yes, we know there's loads of work to be done, and the league's your bread and butter. We need to start climbing up the table. So we'll just focus on what we can do on Saturday, take the positives from tonight. There are things there that during the game that I probably wasn't happy with, but we need to fix. But the one thing you can't question the lads tonight for was the work rate, from start to finish. And I did say that to them about, even in terms of the fans. The fans will see, if as long as you're working hard, they'll accept that. And they did. They worked so hard tonight. So Thursday night will just going to be a recovery night again. Not getting an awful lot of coaching in with them. Still pretty rushed in terms of how I want them to play. But yes, I could see tonight that there's plenty for me to work on.